Hey guys, today I'm taking you behind the scenes and showing you my full workflow for how I shoot real estate videos. Now this is more of a templated workflow because I'm typically responsible for photos, 3D virtual tours, floor plans, drone shots, and so I have to get a lot done in a short amount of time. I will be making more videos showing you how I shoot more creative style videos, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see those. Now without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so I'm actually starting with the leaf blower. All right, so that took about a minute or two and this is looking super squeaky clean, so I'm super stoked that we did that. All right, so we're out in front of the property and I like to start in front and just kind of go through the property like chronologically, and that helps me just not forget shots. I put the gimbal on PTF, that's pan, tilt, follow. Usually when I start a video, it comes in from the drone shot. So I switch my gimbal to PTF mode, and that lets me tilt from the sky, and it kind of helps transition into this first shot. So here we go, I'm gonna just tilt, move forward. Oh, there's a puddle. Ah, shoot. Let's try that again. I'm gonna start in the sky, tilt, 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 and I'm panning and landed it. All right, I'm gonna just step in the shade and check that real quick. Also, it's nice to have the A7S III because you can look in the eyepiece out here when it's pretty bright, and that gives you a good idea of like what's going on the screen. But yeah, that PTF shot turned out good. Let's ship it. And then I'm just gonna do a straight push to the door. And now we're gonna move through the house kind of in chronological order, opening the front door. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this just because this is the front doorway shot. Now I do have a setting on the top here to just quickly switch from interior to exterior. If I switch to setting 1, then that bumps my ISO to the second highest base range, so it's on 12,800. Now there is a big exposure change from when you walk in the door to out the door, so you gotta be mindful of that if you are shooting on manual, which I recommend. So 3, 2, 1. I'm just gonna kind of land it more in like a neutral middle zone. All right, so once we've got that, I usually like to show a back angle. And so if I've shot it this way, we got wall 1, wall 2. I'm gonna start kind of where I left my last shot off, which was this little center island piece. Awesome. And so now we've got that shot, we'll pull away. I'm gonna skip over the kitchen and go to the second living room. This isn't typical for every house, but living room first, dining, and then kitchen. So that's kind of my order of operations. I'm at F7 here with ISO 1000. Then yeah, I'm just gonna take a few steps back and do like a nice long push. So I'm gonna just start here, gentle push in, curve, and boom, landed that. Yeah, in terms of where to land the shot, I would say kind of right in the middle here, because then you can start the next shot reversing from that same side. You can start in the back corner, getting your gimbal all the way back here with your hands and then push it forward. Or if you have enough room, you know, do the pullback. It really just depends on the space that you're working with. So, and I'm gonna just start from here and slowly pull back. If I shoot like this, my image is gonna be in the mirror. I'm gonna back up, then I'll start the shot in here. Cool, all right, so we're done with that. And now we're gonna transition into the kitchen, the dining. And then again, the more length I give, the more we can ramp the shot if that's the effect I want. I'm gonna start back here. Boom, right on the money there. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go from here. So that way in post, it'll kind of look like it bounced. We pushed in and then we pulled out. Boom. Now we can do the approach into the kitchen from a different angle because we can pull back that ramp and then do another push in. And here we go. I'm gonna do a push. 3, 2. And it's super important. I'm gonna just redo that shot one more time. I don't know if you can see my feet, but I'm like ninja walking them. So again, if we came in from one angle, we would bounce and show the other. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Okay, so we're at the stairs. One thing I like to do with stairs is do kind of like a curving shot to show a transition. It's gonna be a big curve to get up to that second level. So, and then I'm just gonna be like kind of pushing the gimbal from the bottom and twisting with my hands to the right. Here we go, 3, 2. So to get the opposite angle, we You know, we pushed up from the top of the stairs. Now I would start with the gimbal tilted down, same mode, PTF, and then pull back and kind of level out the horizon. This shot I think is trickier in my opinion because finding that horizon takes like kind of the right timing. And here we actually have a really short run in. So to go from the bottom of the stairs, you know, and kind of thread the needle through this door is going to be tricky. So let's see if I can pull this off. Tilting down. 3, 2. Okay. So with these long rectangular rooms, they're a little bit more awkward to shoot. I would normally curve right to land on the bed, but I'm actually gonna have to curve left to get around this door. Let's go ahead and start back here. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, so I do want to show this back angle of the showers. So what I'm going to do is basically just squat. 3, 2. Boom. Nice. 3, 2, 1. Nice. 3, 2, 1. So coming out again to kind of show the transition, if you can, if it's a slider like this, I'll actually step through the threshold, and that kind of gives us the transition of like inside to outside. I'm gonna put my arms low and then push. Okay, so a pullback here would be kind of nice because that shot was a little bit cramped. You didn't really see the full deck. You didn't see the connection to the other bedroom there with the double doors here. So I will just do a nice little pullback. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So basically, I think what I'm gonna do for this one is like, I'm gonna kind of like slide the gimbal. Sometimes when you're coming off a balcony like this, you can actually just take the base plate off or the legs there. And it's a little bit shorter of a grip, but it gives you clearance to kind of do funky shots like this. So I'll start over here. And this is actually pretty cool because I get the house in the background. So I think I'm actually gonna push, and I'm gonna push over the table here onto the fireplace. Now I wanna do one from this side. Boom. All right, so last few things here. Obviously I wanna feature this hot tub. Starting back here, I'm gonna do a sweeping, curving push. All right, 2 more features. So this is kind of a surf shack, and they've got all the surfboards over here. This is actually a really important feature. They've got an outdoor shower, so I do wanna show this. 3, 2, 1. This could be my last shot where you're seeing all the backyard, you're seeing kind of the rest of the house. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Okay. So that's it for the wide angle shots. Now I'm gonna switch over to the detail lens and do my detail shots. Okay, so I'm switching lenses, and I like to just do a little bulb blower and blow out the dust, and then blow out the dust on the bottom of the camera sensor. All right. Okay. So that's calibrating. I'm gonna put my other lenses away. All right, so it's finished calibrating. I'm gonna go back out front, and we'll kind of just start over with the flow. One shot I like to get out front, usually like if there's a nice, what do you call that? Like the eaves or kind of some plants out here, like this could be an interesting shot. Now I'm gonna stop way down to like f1.4. Okay, so front yard. Now we'll kind of just go through the house again. We need to get some detail shots of this backyard because it's killer. One thing that you can do with your detail shots, if you have a foreground element like this wall, then we can actually push past it as like a reveal type of detail shot. All right, so getting the fireplace from back here, I think this is kind of a cool shot, and we can also use the tree as our little reveal foreground element. And then palm trees are also kind of nice with the sun flare. All right, so the last thing I'm doing is launching the drone from this upstairs deck. We're gonna get a couple drone shots and then we'll be done.
Take off.
So because I'm out over the water right now, what I can do is start with this shot and try to see if I can actually land like a reverse. So I'll be curving it and basically seeing if I can curve around to the front of the house. I can tell where that is because I've got the little yellow marker on the drone screen. But at the end, I'm gonna have to curve in tight here. And I think there I am. There's the house coming in slow, backing off the gas. Boom. Okay, I think that's gonna work. There's the power lines. Bam. I think what I'm gonna do, make sure my exposure is set. Just starting from over our house. I can kind of start tilting the gimbal up. And then when I hit the horizon, just kind of land it flat. Nice. I'm gonna flip it around. I kind of like to go over the water. For this, I could use an orbit. So I'm pushing away on both sticks. Nice. And then of course, if we want to do some lifestyle shots, then while I'm out over the water, I just do some orbits, get some close-ups of the surfers. So another shot I like to get is the kind of the lot line shot, especially with this one with the backyard and how nice it is. Tilt the drone camera down. Then I just kind of do a float down here slowly. So that's good. So when it's coastal like this, I want to make sure that both the fly-in shot and the fly-out shot feature either side of the coast, up coast and down. So what I can do is start on the backyard. Awesome, so that'll serve as my kind of pull out shot when I'm flying away from the house. All right, so that's it. I'm gonna land this thing before the battery starts really beeping at me. right, so there it is, my full workflow for shooting real estate videos in more of a templated style. I hope you learned something new, and if you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to see more content like this. If you have questions, drop them down in the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.